Well, good evening. I'm the second to last. I'm the penultimate. And I'm here to talk to you about the 3 questions for life. The biggest fear that I have is I die, I go to heaven, God sits me on a couch and he says, hey, watch this movie. I get some popcorn and Coke, I'm watching a movie, it's 4 hours long. It's action, adventure, romance, and comedy. It's an amazing movie. It's every one of these movies wrapped up into one. I then turn to God and I say, God, what is that all about? And he says, that was your life. And unfortunately, I don't recognize a single scene of those movies as my life. And it's that fear, it's the difference between what I saw on the screen and what I was actually living that has led me to the fear of a movie, the fear of missing out on life. It's led me to do good things, and it's led me to do some horrible things too, make some very poor decisions. When I was 30, I was an attorney building a practice. I was also an adjunct professor, teaching tons of classes. I had a daughter, a wife, I had boards and committees I was on, I was serving, I was going crazy, I was spending all my time, spinning my wheels. I even thought, hey, I've got some extra time, I'll run for school board. That made sense. If you take a look at this scene, this is me and my wife, Elise, exhausted on election night. Do you think we won? No. We lost soundly. Well, I did, she didn't. I lost 66 to 34%, and it was at that time she pulled me aside afterwards and said, Eric, you're leading us off a cliff. You are taking us down the wrong road, and we're going straight to the edge. You got to stop, turn around, and come back, and you got to make some different changes or different decisions in your life. So I decided I better take some time and do some reflection. And in the reflection time, I tried to figure out what was most important to me, my wife and my daughter, or this fear of this movie. And I had to make a decision between one or the other. I didn't want to miss out on either. And so I came across the 3 questions for life. The number 1 question was, what was I going to do about God? I figured it all began and ended with him, so I might as well start figuring out what he's all about. And it came to the point in time that I started figuring out, well, maybe I started listening to him. The second question was, who am I? I had to look in the mirror and really take a good look at me. Was I a name, a date of birth, and a social security number, or was there more to me than that? I was hoping there was more to me than that. And so those questions were always in the back of my mind. On the 3rd question, I had to ask myself, who was I going to serve? Life is about service, and life is about giving. And I had to determine who the other actors were in this movie, and how was I going to give back to them, whether for free or for pay. Well, I came back to the 2nd question. I said, okay, who am I? I've got to do an autopsy of myself. I took tests. I took personality tests, leadership tests. You name the test, I probably took it, and I came up with a lot of different results. But it was a great exercise because I realized at that point in time, I was built with some tools on a tool belt. I had strengths and skills and talents that I could use if I used them appropriately. And those skills and talents were meant to be used to serve others. So when I walked around with this tool belt, it was really meant to help other people. Then I came across the fact that I had ideaphoria. I'm an ESTJ. I'm always trying to solve problems. So there's a constant flow of ideas and thoughts of how to make problems into opportunities. And so that's always going around in my head. How am I going to fix things? Which is a problem in and of itself. Am I going to deny myself and who I am at the same time I deny my wife and my kids? Or can I even do both at the same time? That was the question that was in the back of my mind after the 3 questions. And then it struck me. I had been running a sprint. I had been sprinting through life, and life was a marathon. If you've ever run long distances, you have to have a plan. You have to eat right. You have to know what you're doing on mile 1, 2, and 20, and 30, if it's longer than a marathon. And I didn't. So I pulled out a spreadsheet, and I started making a plan myself. On the left-hand side, I put my age in years, all the way down to 80. Across the top, I put my career, my family, my friends, my hobby, my travels, everything I wanted to do on the top. And then I started populating every cell with all the great ideas I had. The problem was I had too many ideas and I ran out of time. So I'd extend my life to 140 years using software, a good Excel spreadsheet, but I got to 140. And then it struck me. I had to start taking care of myself. I had to lose weight, eat right, and I had to take care of my family at the same time. Now, where does this lead us? It leads us to you. Every one of you is an overachiever. Each and every one of you wants the most out of life, but you got to answer the 3 questions for life. You got to make a life plan because you don't want to miss out on the most important things in life. Yeah, I've got 5 kids and they are awesome. And I tell you, my wife's in the back there. She keeps us all together. I've been blessed because I answered the questions in life. I hope you'll be blessed too. If you would, go to 3QFL. I hope you'll have some more conversations with me there. I hope you'll answer the 3 questions of life yourself. Thanks.